Wrestling fans, back by popular demand, don't miss the Mick Foley 2015 World Tour when it invades the world-famous Kowloon Entertainment and Dining Complex in Saugus, Massachusetts, Friday, October the 2nd and Saturday, October the 3rd. The WWE Hall of Famer and New York Times best-selling author unleashes his trademarked wit and wisdom into his one-man spoken word show, Tales from Wrestling Past. Tickets are on sale now and include a meet and greet with Mick. For complete information, visit KowloonRestaurant.com or call 781-484-6002. Mick Foley and Kowloon Comedy look forward to seeing you live October 2nd and 3rd in Saugus.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Harley Race.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
This is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner and around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders. I'm Dan Marotti here at MWF Studios, just north of Boston in Melrose, Massachusetts. John Cena Sr. and everyone is preparing for our 14th anniversary Big Bang Birthday Bash, Monday, September the 28th, on the BostonWrestling.com super site. In this edition, let's check out the September 7th, 2015 WWE Monday Night Raw, emanating from Baltimore, Maryland. Don't forget the countdown is on to our 14th anniversary Big Bang Birthday Bash Extravaganza exclusively on BostonWrestling.com Monday, September the 28th. We have a new president, a new vice president with announcements coming left and right. As always, we need your support in a variety of ways you can help the cause of bringing you more great live wrestling events and in-studio productions. If you haven't tried WWE Network yet, click on the link below. Within a minute or two, you'll be enjoying live pay-per-views, original programming, and thousands of hours in archive shows. For $9.99, it is the best value in professional wrestling, but right now, you can try WWE Network absolutely free for 1 month. Click on that link now. Also, use the links we have to shop with our partners at Amazon.com and WWE Shop.com. No matter what you buy, even non-wrestling items on Amazon, we get a small kickback for sending them your way, and it does not increase your purchase one single penny. Help out the good guys on this one, folks. The holidays are just around the corner, believe it or not. If you're feeling generous and enjoying more than 800 free videos we have up on our YouTube channel, you can always send a donation of any size using PayPal and our BW at BostonWrestling.com email address. Every penny we raise goes right back into our live wrestling event and in-studio production initiatives. Die-hard wrestling fans know we have to support indie wrestling. It's the backbone of the sport. It's the foundation you build a home with. We don't have giant sponsors or cable TV contracts. What we have are wrestling fans that share the same passion we do. We hope you'll join us as our adventure continues. Raw opened with a promo from the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. I happened to have the USA Network on TV in the background a little early last night, and I caught the live Raw break-in during NCIS. And other than a repetitive Divas match, WWE advertised a very repetitive Seth Rollins promo. At this point, I mean, even if it's good, I don't want to see it because I feel like I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again, dozens of times, opening up almost every WWE TV show. No one wants to see 20-minute Seth Rollins promos opening up every show. He put over his matches at Night of Champions with John Cena and Sting, and the fans erupted into boring chants. They've seen this way. Statue that Triple H had made for Rollins after his SummerSlam win. Another stupid angle that no one cares about with the statue. If this is the best creative they have for Sting, a guy, you got to put him almost in the legend category over the past 25 years. He's a legend of this era, if nothing else. He's got a couple of matches left in him at best. If this is the best creative they have, nonsense over a statue, send the guy home and put him in the Hall of Fame. Waste of time. From there, Sheamus came out teasing that he might use his Money in the Bank briefcase at Night of Champions if Rollins retains the championship gold. The problem is no one cares or wants to see Sheamus either. They traded elementary school jokes with each other, and I suppose elementary school kids might have found it funny. It was a waste of 15 minutes. Sasha Banks defeated Paige. It felt like we've seen this match 20 times already, even though we have not. What more can be said other than WWE Creative needs to examine the NXT presentation and see why their women's presentation is globally revered. WWE Divas presentation is not. It's terrible. The ladies worked really hard in this one. The finish was botched. It appeared Paige was trying to put a sharpshooter on but didn't know how to apply it properly. Sasha had to roll her up out of position. A small package looked like a crushed box. It just looked bad. But nothing compared to the Bellas' fake-looking wrestling moves every time they're in the ring. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose defeated the Ascension. This felt fresh, something new, and only took 40 minutes of the show to get there. I don't know if the Ascension stable, quote-unquote, that they formed with Stardust last week is over or what. The Wyatts popped up on the screen after the matchup, building up the six-man tag at Night of Champions when the three Wyatts take on Reigns, Ambrose, and a partner to be named later. Ryback defeated Seth Rollins in a champion versus champion match. These two had a really hot main event on SmackDown not that long ago. Ryback handed his Intercontinental Championship belt to a Make-A-Wish kid at ringside to hold it during the match, and the commentators never mentioned that. I didn't understand. It was a great moment for that kid. Who knows how he's been suffering, but I'm sure it was a great night for him. WWE always goes above and beyond when it comes to helping the Make-A-Wish kids. The match itself was fine. Sting popped up on the Titantron in the middle of the match. Ryback rolled him up for the win. Sting was doing comedy instead of coming off as a serious challenger for the belt. I don't get it. Seth Rollins was roaming the locker room looking for Sting, and he bumped into the New Day as they're going to be teaming in the main event later on Raw. They ran into Edge and Christian, who were going to be guests on the Stone Cold podcast. They reminded Rollins about the angle last year where Rollins made them look like two 70-year-old feeble men to try and save the Authority. Christian started to use his kazoo, which was ridiculous again, and the Dudley Boys came out, started clapping Get the Tables. It was a nice retro spot to see all those guys together, along with present-day stars like the New Day, but it was more lousy comedy. Summer Rae gave a long apology to Rusev over seeing Dolph Ziggler naked. The fans erupted into another boring chant. Ziggler tried to save it with some edgy one-liners, but this segment, it was the worst part of the feud to date. I do have to say, WWE put together a tremendous video package. It didn't feel like it was a WWE package. It was so unique as far as trying to highlight the points of the Lana-Ziggler romance and the feud with Rusev and the expose of catching Summer Rae going in the locker room. That was real good. Randy Orton defeated Sheamus. Way too long. The fans have zero interest in Sheamus. Randy Orton deserves better material to work with than this boring feud that won't end. The Wyatts attacked Orton after this long matchup. Orton was talking to Reigns and Ambrose prior to the match about being their partner of Night of Champions. I guess the Wyatts took that as an affirmative. Braun Strowman put Orton in his bear hug type maneuver and it left him limp. Good angle. Surprised the faces didn't run out for the save, though. Dudley Boys beat Los Matadores real quick. One of the Matadores tossed around El Torito after the match, calling him a waste of time and a piece of garbage. I thought it was hilarious. I don't understand why the Colognes are put in this position. They're so good, and they put them under masks and with the bull, and do I need to go any further? The Dudley Boys were upset El Torito was being tossed around like a ping pong, and they put the evil Matador through a table. This was the most lively part of the show, and it was 10:20 p.m. Cesaro battled Miz to a double countout. The match was fine. The guys were counted out of the ring. When Big Show came out and ran after the Miz, I liked the dynamic between Show and Miz. Cesaro was recovering at ringside after Miz bolted, and Big Show nailed him with the big punch. Looks to see if we're going to have some Cesaro Show matches and perhaps a giant Cesaro swing. Nikki Bella came out with Brie and Alicia Fox for another repetitive, boring promo about her title reign. Charlotte Paige and Becky Lynch came out. Charlotte is going to have one matchup on the season premiere of Raw next week against Nikki as the last hope to end her championship reign before she breaks AJ's record as the longest title holder. In the main event, it was John Cena and the Primetime Players defeating world champion Seth Rollins and the WWE Tag Team Champions, The New Day. Cena sold for the heels almost the entire matchup. Having the New Day involved freshened up the Rollins-Cena dynamic a great deal. Xavier Woods was at ringside playing the trombone in the middle of the match. And normally I'd say that's stupid, that's taken away from what the guys are doing in the ring. But it was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was great. This is why I was so negative on New Day losing the tag team titles. They were white hot. And the Primetime Players were just kind of there. In SummerSlam, they had a match that defied logic. You had the three baby faces against one heel team, and one of the babyface teams were the champion, but it is what it is. They got to the point where they should be, where New Day has the belt. And now, they're not exactly main eventers, but they're touching the main event. You know what I mean? They're scraping the surface. They're hitting that glass ceiling, and I want to see them break through it. I love Kofi Kingston. He came here to the Millennium Wrestling Federation before his days in WWE. He's been very gracious in some of our charitable endeavors. Kofi's a great guy. And Xavier Woods is hilarious. I can't put over the stupid trombone enough. Maybe it was because the rest of Raw was so boring this week, but it had a little life to it. Cena pinned Kofi with the attitude adjustment, and then Sting came on the Titantron again after the matchup. He took Rollins' statue, pushed it into a garbage truck, and it was crushed. And that was that. Overall, a terrible Monday Night Raw, lousy, piss-poor comedy, stale, boring matches for the most part. It was a long 3 hours to sit through. I think the fans deserve a holiday on Labor Day for watching it. I've said it before, you're not going to get a pay-per-view quality Raw every week. It's impossible. It's impossible. Think about how many hours per year WWE has to try and fill with Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns, all original TV. There are no reruns in WWE, but this show is just terrible in most segments. And it was a very important week as you're trying to retain fans, not turn them away, with NFL Monday Night Football debuting next week. Well, we'll see what happens. What did you think of Raw this week? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Running out of time here, folks. Until we speak again, you and yours, be well.